My name is Moira McKeever and I grew up in Park Village, and this is the McLaughlin family emigration story. My experience of everyone leaving home. Everyone left one at a time, and there was a lot of sadness each time. At meal times it was more noticeable by an empty chair.
I felt I had a calling. I always wanted to go abroad and help people, and at that time the only way you could go abroad was to enter the nuns. So no, I felt that I had a calling. The first day I left, I was very, very sad because I didn't think I would get home again. And I was kind of relieved that after 5 years I was able to come back for a visit. It was tougher than I thought, and yet there were bits of it easier. But when I went out abroad, it was a tremendous experience, and I really loved working with the poor people in Africa, and I have no regrets.
I was looking forward to it. Just to got to that age, I was coming to 18, and just wanted to see where everybody else had gone, so I decided to go myself. I was taken by surprise. The size, I went to London. Swimming in London was a bit bigger than Derry or even Belfast. But surprised, but good. It didn't bother me.
But my parents were sad and wondered if any of them would return home again. Every 2 years there was always another member of the family leaving.
Just as quick as I left. Came home on a holiday one time, and that's 35 years ago. I'm still got married. I thought rearing a family, London wasn't the place, or England wasn't the place to rear a family.
I felt I was away for 38 years, and I had travelled the world and I had seen a lot, and I decided just to come back to the place where I was born.
Neil and I would have felt sad if any of our children had emigrated at that age, because we would have preferred to have them around. Now for the grandchildren, there's a possibility that they would also have to emigrate because of the current world situation. I would feel more content if they left because communication is a lot better than 50 years ago.
I do feel it's great that they get away, get an experience of life, and it gives them a broad outlook on things.
I think it's a good thing. I have no regrets, and actually I think it gives me a broader outlook. As my father used to say, even you never went to college, the country will teach you all you want to know. It'll teach you more than you'll ever need to know. And I was right. And it was a great experience, I think. And my family is gone now. I have no regrets to them going away, as long as they know when to come back. But the more, no, I found it a very good experience.
Now it was 25 years before all the family came together again. This was a very happy time, especially for my mother and my father. Shortly after our parents' death, we had our second reunion. We decided to meet up then more frequently, and the next one is now arranged for the year 2013.
Brendan was the first to leave in 1960. He went to London and then to Germany, where he still is.
Jerry was the second to leave, and he left in 1962, and he went and worked in London.
Bernie was the third to leave in 1964. She joined the Convent of Mercy in Dundalk, and there later went to Rome, Uganda and England. She returned home in 2002.
Moira did not emigrate. She married Neil McKeever and Locula.
Raymond was the fourth to leave in 1966 and he went to Birmingham and Spain.
Daisy was the fifth to leave. In 1967, he went to London and returned 10 years later.
Francis was the sixth to leave in 1969. He went to London, the Far East, Middle East, Canada, and then the USA.
Kevin was the seventh to leave in 1969. He went to London, the Far East, Middle East and Europe.
Dominic was the eighth to leave in 1973 and he went to London.
Teresa was the ninth to leave in 1977. She went to South Africa, Dublin and England. She returned in 1985.
Dimpna was the 10th to leave and she left in 1980. She nursed in Dublin, London and did social work in Australia. She returned in 2011.
So now you can see that the McLaughlins have worked all over the world, but we are still the same family that came from a small village of Park. So in 2013 we are all going to meet up again since 2007. I probably would have left home, but I had met my future husband at the age of 16 and was married a few years later. And that concludes the McLaughlin family emigration.
Hello to everyone. Just wanted to say hello to Neil and Maura and to thank them for all their help, especially since Amy's come along. And just when I thought it was all over, we had more news that number 20 grandchild is going to be coming in January 2014. So don't worry, we'll not overload you. We know that there'll be number 21 in February. So there's no stopping the McKeevers. And I just wanted to say a quick hello to my own mum and dad if they ever see this.
Hello everyone, I hope you are enjoying the reunion. And today I'm just going to say a few words about Bernadette to thank her for all the hard work and planning and execution of the video, getting everybody involved, preparing them with their lines, directing the video and helping Christopher. As we know, Bernadette's got a lot of good attributes, out playing the golf and and her teaching, and she's really dedicated and working really hard to put this video together. So just wanted to acknowledge the fact of all the work and preparation that Bernadette has put in place for this. So I think it's really important that we thank Christopher for all his hard work. I'm sure he's had to airbrush out a few of the wrinkles and edit out some of the bad language. And help with a few of the technical difficulties in putting this together, and acknowledge that we've got an experienced person behind the camera. And I don't think any of this would have happened without all the hard work that Christopher has put in place on the video for the emigration. So just want to acknowledge that on behalf of everyone, to thank Christopher for all the hard work that he's done. So enjoy yourselves and we'll see you soon.
Okay, Amy just wants to thank everybody for doing a really good job today, and especially to Christopher and to Bernadette for making everything happen so well. Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is just a wee message for Mommy. There's many a story you could tell about Mommy, but here's just one wee one that I think seems to sum Mum up. She was out with the Hoover many years ago. Probably hasn't had the Hoover herself. I'm joking. But the next thing, this big vase was broke, and it was one that she'd got for her wedding, and it was obviously very precious to her. But she didn't complain, swept it up, threw it in the bin. And the only thing she says was all Lorraine loved that vase. So not only did Mummy not think of herself, thinking of other people, but she's also able to let things go and not get caught up with material things. As her grandchildren would testify, she's light of heart and always has a funny story to tell. She's normally the one that's laughing most whenever she tells these stories right now. So Mummy, thanks very much for being the most wonderful homemaker and a terrific man.
Hello, greetings to everybody there. I hope you're having a great time at your gathering. On behalf of Mickey and our family, Danny and Niall and Shannon and Tyler, I would like to say hello to Jared and Anne. It's 25 years ago since we were over in London with yourselves, and we always thought we were made feel very welcome, and we'd just like to extend our thanks to you and your family, to Sean and his wife Leona, and I believe 2 children, Ben and William, hello, and to Lisa and Michelle. You're all very welcome to come over to Ireland here and meet your cousins over here, and also to Dominic and Lenore. Me and Mickey always have fond memories of going to Warner Avenue after the social nights out, and having great crack with you all, and we'll keep the memories forever in our minds. And to all your family as well, to Mark and Caroline, whom we met over the summer, and to Aidan and to Jamie, and would love to see you over some time for a bit of Irish crack and a good old get together soon. Okay, bye.
Hi everybody, hello Daisy and Anne. Hope you're enjoying the family gathering, and Daisy, don't drink too much brandy. Thanks for all the hard work you done at Lorraine's Barrow and Mary's Kitchen. Greetings also to your cousins Sonia, Lee and Paula. Hope you all have a great time. On behalf of my wife Sharon, family, Carla, Christopher and Michelle, good luck.
We are going to talk about the naughties first, and we're not talking about my 4 wonderful children. We're talking about ages, and the first and most important person that we would like to mention is our great granddad Hugh McLaughlin, and this year he would have been 100 years old, born in 1913. Next we have Brendan McLaughlin, and he is your great uncle, and he was born in 1943. The next naughty we want to talk about is Kevin, and I think he might be a bit naughty. And he is 60 this year, and he was born in 1953. The next naughty this year, and we have to go down a generation, is Niall, and he is 20 this year. And our youngest naughty is not this year, along with our lovely prince, George, and that is Saoirse, and she is not this year. Now I want to go back to one of the naughties, and that would be Kevin, with the 60 this year, and we just want to say a special hello, everybody wave, to Kevin and Philomena, and that is from the hills of Donegal, Lorraine, Fergal, Brendan, Sean, Mairead and Donal. And we want to give a special mention to Kevin's daughter Natasha, who is married to Gareth, and Margaret, Natasha's mum. And their 3 children, Malachi, Orla and Saoirse.
One story involved him coming of age where he was standing outside number 13, and he started smoking anyway because he thought he was the big man. And next thing, Granny comes round the corner and she didn't say anything. He says she just gave him the look of disappointment, and Kevin says he would never forget that look. Although Kevin went on to say that he had little regrets, I was amazed how honest he was about the regrets that he did have in his life. But I think if Granny could see you now, she'd be looking at you very differently, and it wouldn't be a look of disappointment. Kevin, I think you're fantastic, and I look forward to our next wee history lesson, maybe back in Bristol. Now, and this is just a wee message for Brendan again. As we're all aware, Granny loved travelling, and interestingly enough, she named her first child after St. Brendan, the voyager who risked heading off into the unknown. And likewise, Brendan lived up to his namesake, not only to go to a foreign land, but also learned a foreign language, and from there travelled the world. And I remember Mum getting all these postcards from all these exotic places, and they'd be stuck behind the clock. So Brendan, just want to say, here's to health, life and plenty more adventures. Mummy's got plenty more room for plenty more postcards and behind that clock. Bye.
I would like to say hello to my sister-in-law Maureen, and to send love and greetings from all the McLaughlin family. God bless Maureen.
Hi Raymond, just having a wee look through your park's history on the past and present, all the stories, and I've come across yours and I found it very inspirational, touching. You've achieved plenty through your life. It seems to be you've done very well. So the best wishes to yourself and Pat, and your children Tracy and Claire, who are doing very well. And there's children Lewis and Maya, the best to them, and just a small word on remembering Clarence, and all the very best from Martin, Kerry, Joe, Blaine and Kai. Thank you.
Hello everybody, hope you are all enjoying yourselves in Kilkenny. We're just going to say a few words, a quick hello. I've asked to say a few words to Teresa, hello Teresa, and to Francis and Danielle. Teresa, just a wee quick few memories I've had about you. My first impression of you was whenever we went to visit Granny in Park, and Mummy and Granny would start talking, and me and Sharon would sneak off down to you in Dublin's room, and we were just fascinated by the jewellery boxes that you had, the makeup, the lipstick, the shoes, and it was always Sharon who messed up your lipstick. It was never me. She was into the glamour. But it gave me my first impression of you that you must have been into your style. So good luck and enjoy the rest of your time, and we'll be talking to you very soon. Francis and Danielle. Francis, I got to know you when I first went to Canada with Mum and Dad, and when you lived in Halifax. And big culture shock for me. I don't think I was out of Ireland. That was my first time. Thank you very much for that time. And I'm sure, like as we all do, we have chapters in our lives. And Francis, once you met Danielle, it's a new chapter for you as well. I never got to know you well, Danielle, but when I've met you and Francis a few times recently, you come across as a couple who really complement each other, and I wish you every happiness for the future as well.
Well, hope you're all having a great time down there in Kilkenny, and I'd just like to say a few words about Dumpna. First of all, thanks Dumpna for organising all the accommodation and for this weekend, and thanks for coordinating it, and I know all the family really appreciate that, and I'd just like to personally thank you as well for having that time that myself and Rain spent with you in Australia many years ago. You were very brave taking on 2 lodgers, but me and Rain really enjoyed that time we had in Australia with you, and thank you for the memories that we have. We learned a lot while we were out there, and we have fond memories as well of when we were down on the farm with yourself and Reno, and it was just wonderful that to see how Reno cultivated the farm and made it from bushland into a olive grove, and it was just great to have that time with you, and special memories shared around the table, and all the wonderful food and the laughter that we had. So we really appreciate that, Dumpna, and we wish you all the best. And we're going to sing a wee song for you in memory of Reno. and the girls would like to show wee photos of Reno as well. Well, we'd like to sing this wee song for Reno. We're sorry that he's not with us today, but Reno loved life, and we'd love to dedicate this song to him, and it's That's Amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play tippy-tippy-lay, like a gay tarantella. When the stars make you drool just like pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. When you walk in a dream, but you know you're not dreaming, signore. Scusi me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore.
All the violets were sent in the woods, Maggie displaying their charms on the breeze. When I first said I loved only you, Maggie, you said you loved only me.
We met in 1939. We were married in 1942.
So you went together for 4 years?
3 years.
Before that, we came from Kerry.
That's great.
So was it love at first bite?
I wouldn't think so. Wasn't that serious?
It wasn't that serious, so it just grew. So when did you propose to her, or where, and how, and what did you say?
Quite truthful about me, he proposed to me the first night.
Really?
He did.
So what did he say?
I got, you know, right about me. around a bit wee. You know, is that right? How?
So what did he say?
Me nobody's darling but mine love. Be honest and faithful.
You're on this one now, you ain't.
Finger kicking.
Skip that. Cut that part of the phone.
So was she your first girlfriend?
I'm sure. You have to say yes now. Pretty cute.
Quite a few girlfriends. And what did you like about Margaret? What attracted
I
you?
never think it over.
So
Well,
what?
I took pity on that. She was in the work.
So do you have a lot of pictures of your wedding? Do you have any
I
pictures?
have pictures of our wedding albums. That thing doesn't take photographs.
Well, what put it in that thing?
So what did you wear? What type of dress?
I wore a suit.
A suit. And how about Hugh? What did you wear?
You didn't wear a hat. I actually wore a hat.
I won't go tie you.
No. So what did your parents think of you? Were they happy that you were marrying him? Yeah? They thought he was
My
good?
father was dead, of course, to take my mother. Oh, I'd always had so much fun.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why he did.
No, I don't know it.
I imagine he was quite a dashing
He was.
guy, yeah.
I don't know where all these good looks went.
You always drink a Guinness?
I went to Driverstein and I was out 3.5 crowns. I wasn't able to get home.
So were you upset when Francis left for the RAF?
I don't remember what day he left now.
The 4th of January 69.
69.
That's the day they were marching on Burntollet. They were all camped out in Cloddy that day.
Alright.
And I went in and I caught the bus, the train in Derry, and I went up to Belfast. And it was in the news that night with Burntollet.
When we were upset, you know, when all our boys left, everyone, I remember when Brendan left. You remember he was the first to leave home. And we really were heartbroken. You know.
We all left. We didn't.
I know, but
All the boys left.
I know, but you know, when each of you left,
Yeah.
for some time or very lonely. I remember the first, Brendan, remember you and I were really, you said, that's the first of the family away, like.
You made the night you went out through the window.
Peep through the window.
And you could
I told you guys that I was looking for the cat down the back garden and my head bumped against the window. I was standing on my head.
But,
I was displaying in front of the other boys.
Oh yeah.
I stood on my head on the chairs and my feet went through the window.
And we had
Just smashed the big window.
We had such sympathy, you know, because I was annoyed. I thought, you know.
Yeah, I came in, then mother came into the room. She says, "What's going on?" And I said, "My gosh, I'm so lucky there. My head bumped against the window. I could have just smashed right open."
I was really good shape. It was, you know, you could have been cut all over.
I did my feet.
But we were very thankful. Even most of the family children were all healthy and never had any sickness. And that was the reason with Eugene and I wasn't really too concerned, but I didn't realise that it was a sudden, you know, until that night. And I remember, you know, to contact the doctor. It was very strong and you know, I didn't like to bring out the doctor. And the next morning it was too late. But it was one of those things you just
Sure.
learn about.
No, I don't remember any doctor on horseback.
No.
No. But I remember a horse-drawn ambulance. That's it.
A horse-drawn ambulance.
Oh,
Really?
quite horrible.
Where was that?
You would be Mickey, called Mickey Breeson.
Oh, Mickey Buck.
Yeah, Mickey Buck. He broke his leg, broke the mare struck on his leg and broke his leg.
Yeah.
So that's the first ambulance I saw taking him away. A white horse.
Really?
That's right.
Just a cart.
That's the first ambulance I saw. There's a covered wagon.
So what school did you go to then when you were young? Did you go to Minnehaven?
No, Fincan.
Fincan.
Where's that?
Just down by Feeney.
Just a bit further over from the chapel, or married.
So who were you? Margaret? Were you the warrior?
No, she was the warrior. Saying my shoulders.
Somebody had to take on responsibility. Isn't that right, Francis?
Yeah, sure.
I've been looking at your father's nice blue eyes. He has very nice blue eyes, doesn't he? Do you notice that?
Yeah.
It's good to see. He used to have lovely dark hair. Nice dark hair. And a nice set of teeth. Honestly, yeah. All you boys have lovely teeth too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the first two teeth that ever had thought was yellow. And somebody told me they could have a horse gift to well, thank you. Wash my mouth and spat it out. So I thought, I don't think he was right to spat it out again. So all I know.
Sure, the white West good whiskey.
The best of the price of it. Just 10 pounds a half. It was solid, it's wasted. Well, I thought of it. They were grown up at half.
Oh no,
That's the only two I could pull down too.
Yeah, and pull the rest yourself.
I moved the rest out myself. I'm cheaper.
Yeah, you just need the whiskey.
Whiskey.
This is the one and only letter that I have ever received from Daddy, and it came from Canada on the 24th of August 1984. And it starts with Dear Moira and Neil. A few lines to let you know I am still wandering about here in Canada, urging the time on so that we will soon be back in Park. Well, we had a great time throughout and got very good weather. Although it is steaming today, but it will soon clear up again. I suppose things are much the same over there, and the land steward, young Neil, is still going up to Tamna. It was a sort of a holiday for him too. Well, Moira, believe it or not, we were on the TV last night. Francis got a movie camera, Maya started to ask questions and got us in a way of going. When they played it back, it was very good and I enjoyed it well. It's not hard to get the silly side of people when they said about it. He is going to try and finish it today. It is $45 for the camera for a day, so we enjoyed Philadelphia also. Marion and Bill were good crack. Francis and Maya and also Barbara were more than good to us. I don't think we will ever be able to pay them back. Well, they're getting ready for another bit of movie, so I now will have to lay off the writing for a while. I suppose Terence and Martin are still in the big money. Sharon and Donna will still be in the catering business, and the rest will be getting ready to go back to school. That's another year almost gone again. I suppose Neil is still working as hard as ever. Well, I haven't much more news at the present, so cheerio until I see you again. Dad.
now, Christopher, I'm going to give you a very brief history of our family. And it will be a very brief one because Brendan is actually the expert and he knows much more than I do. But I will tell you what I know, Christopher, anyway. And we're going to start with this old man in the photograph here. And his name is Hugh McLaughlin. And believe it or not, but we actually have a copy of his marriage certificate. It's not very clear, but if you look carefully, you can see that he was married on the 10th of January 1875. And if you look right across, you will see that his father was called Michael McLaughlin and that he was a farmer. If we look now at the census of 1851, it states that Hugh McLaughlin was aged 4. So we can assume that he was born around 1847 approximately. So Christopher, now, that means that this man, Hugh McLaughlin, he is your great-great-great-granddad. And his father, Michael, would be your great-great-great-great-grandfather. Now, Hugh married a lady called Susan Carton, and she is in the photograph with him. And now, Susan Carton had either 5 or 6 sisters, but Brendan will put you right on that. And I have highlighted the names of the sisters and the men to whom they were married. If we look now at the census of 1901, it shows that Hugh and Susan had 12 children, 6 boys and 6 girls. And again, it would take an hour or more to look at them and find out who they married, etc., etc. And that is Brendan's job, not mine. So, Christopher, the one that we're going to look at now is Johnny, because he was the second son of Hugh and Susan. So he was born around 1878 or 79 approximately. And the Northern Ireland Ancestry Search shows that he was married on the 29th of August 1912. And he was married to a woman called Mary Jane McLaughlin. And Mary Jane McLaughlin's nickname was McTan. And again, Brendan will fill you all in that connection. Now, Johnny and Mary Jane had 4 children, Hugh, Susan, Charlie, and an infant who died at childbirth. Unfortunately, Mary Jane also died around that time in 1918. And she was a very young woman, and we don't have any photographs of her. Johnny then went on to marry again to a woman by the name of Catherine McCluskey, known as Cassie. And in this second marriage there were 5 boys and 3 girls, and Brendan again will fill you in on all the details. Johnny's first son was called Hugh, and Hugh was born on the 15th of August 1913. Hugh then went on to marry a lady by the name of Margaret O'Kane, and they had 12 children, 8 boys and 4 girls. And one of the girls was called Moira McKeever, who is your granny, and your granny went on to have 7 children, and one of them was called Terence, and he married Sharon Doherty, and Terence is your daddy. So that's the connection right back to your great-great-great-great-grandfather. So now we'll go to the O'Kane side of your ancestry. And this old lady here, dressed in Victorian clothes, was called Annie Teresa McCluskey. And she was born around 1849. And she is your great-great-great-grandmother. And her parents were called James McCluskey and Bridget McCluskey. And they would have been your great-great-great-great-grandparents. and they would have been born in the early 1800s. But we have no record, but we're just guessing. Your great-great-grandmother, Annie Theresa McCluskey, in the photograph here, was married on the 3rd of September 1868 to a man called John O'Kane, and he was born around 1837 to 1840, and they had 11 children, and in these 11 children were 2 sets of twins, and one set of the twins was called Bridget and Michael. And Bridget is the young girl in this photograph with her mother, Annie Theresa. And this Annie Theresa died in 1904. So now, Bridget O'Kane was born on the 3rd of September 1881, and she is your great-great-granny. And around 1914-1915, she married a man called Thomas O'Kane, and he is your great-great-granddad. They had 4 children, Margaret, Annie, Tommy and Martha. Margaret was born in 1916, and in 1942 she married a man called Hugh McLaughlin, and they are your great-grandparents. They had 12 children, 8 boys and 4 girls, and again one of the girls was called Moira, and she was born in 1945, and in 1966 she married a gentleman by the name of Neil McKeever, and they had 7 children. One of the sons is called Terence, and he is your dad. So now, that's a very brief outline of our family, and I hope you understood all of it.
Oh.
Face the press here. Mr. McLaughlin, could you answer the first one?
That's it. We're done now.
Yeah, go in the middle and close. There's a draft coming round. No. I was busy telling me the West Region School, I just fell flat. The both of it.
This is right you.
That's on your left. I stood for about maybe a mile, 2 miles, and
I can imagine already. Did you see the
down there.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I think I can get that.
Swamps. If you walk around.
We wouldn't be steep.
Hold on to your fish quickly. Cup of tea.
Yeah.
Must be waiting for another beer.
There's a great place there, Francis.
Isn't it? You're on film now.
And we'd known that, we'd put on our lipstick.
Say hey.
When you back down, show the good side of the car.
You're taking them outside, Francis. Made a big belly.
Come on, Lee. Go ahead, see, Brad.
You go down, run around.
You have, Lee. You have something on that today. The video.
Take 10, take 4.
Did you get him?
Huh?
You like that?
I like scraping. I like food that's gone cold.
Do you?
Story?
Okay, go ahead.
Don't change the gears too much like that if you can't help it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, crank the petrol again.
Alright, Francis. You must realise I'm only.
Go on.
Oh, there's Raymond gone past.
Give us a running commentary here, Dumna.
Well, this is now. We're at the foot of the what?
Now we're coming into the glens of Acharbo. And we've got two famous rich people over here ahead of you. The man on the right doesn't know the amount of money he has. And the woman on the left, she's rolling in it.
What's her name? Lizzie.
Lizzie. And the young fella's up trying to brainwash her, see if she hands it over.
Yeah. How's Lizzie?
Tomatoes! Don't like cheese.
Stop jerking around there, three Johnny.
He's standing in the corner.
As if to say, I don't want to be a film star.
That's really, yes.
That's what it is. She's subconscious of her talent. What you do is you go up, you act natural, like a couple of clicks, like, you know, you let them know you're there. I don't want to be on the video, really.
She'll be coming right
How dare you? How dare you?
Like the rose with its thorns, these elements come down. Beauty of blossom and adversity. The mist grew resilience and dreams. Only water on cars walk to the front door. Sorrow in the fabric is deep. Each parent while in childhood of another. Let's say thanks for the challenges, earthly. Of the beam sunrise and haunting sunsets, and the beautiful places and great people we've met, we get to hear it in the voices of love in our lives, true friends and companions, our husbands and wives. The glory of the past. To this present moment, our journeys we begin, to return of the moment we're in, and look forward to tomorrow's about to begin. So, dear glorious St. Patrick, we're in heaven on earth. We hear over there there's a marvellous front gate.
I got that. You're going to regret that.
And an astronomer said, Master, what of time? And he answered, Of time you could make a stream upon whose bank you would sit and watch its flowing. Yet the timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness and knows that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream, and that which sings and contemplates in you is still dwelling within the bounds of that first moment which scattered the stars into space. Thank you. Well now folks, this is Christopher, and Christopher is the director of this movie, and here is this is our studio, and for this last 2 weeks this is where it all happened. Now I must say I admire this young man's patience, because every single day I came down here I had a new idea, different from yesterday and the day before, but he was so patient with me. He was cutting and pasting, putting in, putting out, and I certainly admired his patience. And all he could say was, when I would say, "Can you do this?" with a big smile, he would say, "Yes, it can be done." Christopher, thank you.
So, Bernard, do you want us to stand outside now in the storm?
Yes, and you have to have a big smile.
Bernard, Martin's just reversed onto your car.
Well done.
Bernard, can we have a toilet break?
No, so, don't wet yourself.
What's that smell? Somebody farted.
Very good.
Bernard, Morris just fell down the stairs.
Good.
Oh, that's hard work there, isn't it? Trying to keep a straight face and trying to,
That's 12 hours done now. Is that us finished?
That's the first bit over. Well done.
Are we getting paid for all this?
I think it's sweetie afterwards.
Bernard, can we go home, please?
It's 3 a.m. Oh, can we go home? I want to go to bed.
Keep your eyes open to pause.
Well, that's that all done.
Here, there's a wee sweetie.
Hey Bernard, is it alright if we have an after party at your house whenever you're in Kilkenny?
That's all right.
Yeah!